I love me.
All right. So for me, my first game that I'm really looking forward to, I don't know, might be a shock to you guys, but I'm really pumped for Outriders.
Okay.
I have heard of Outriders.
Is the
Destiny-ish type of
yeah, it's like Destiny meets Diablo.
It looks dope.
That's best comparison I could make. And it wasn't on my radar for a minute, but then I follow a YouTube channel called Easy Allies.
Mm-hmm.
They used to be I think game trailers I can't remember now. But I used to watch their reviews, and I think their channel died, and so the crew of that channel went and made their own YouTube channel called Easy Allies. So they kind of still exist. Mm-hmm. And so I watched them every now and again, and they did a game preview for Outriders. And I was just super, super impressed by how fluid the gun combat looked. It's over the shoulder, so it's not first person like Destiny 2 is. It's over the shoulder, kind of like, Gears, like a Gears kind of feel. The guns felt very weighty. Your abilities felt really powerful. They showed dope damage numbers. It just looked really good to me. Like I was just shocked.
Is that a recent trailer?
This was a preview.
Yeah,
and this was a couple months ago.
Some people some previews.
This preview was they gave people full previews of the game, and I was just watching them play it. It was so awesome, in fact, that I almost at that moment wanted to pull my phone out, and just text you guys and say, "Dude, you guys gotta check this out. We need to play this," because it looked so awesome to me. Yeah. And so I've been following it ever since. And then it got delayed, and now it's been delayed again.
When is it supposed to come out?
April 1st now.
Okay,
it's supposed to come out in February. It got delayed to April 1st. I don't know what that means. I don't want the same thing to happen here. Like
don't cyberpunk
it. But I was like super pumped for this. Like shockingly enough, like it's weird. Like it's just a looter shooter.
Yeah.
But it
Borderlands.
but it just looks super polished, super fun. The powers and weapons look just so awesome, and I can't wait to just like pelt aliens.
Yeah, it kind of reminded me of Vermintide.
The guns looked really weird.
Yeah, like there's a Vermintide feel to it too, right?
But different.
The guns.
Yeah, the guns look pretty wicked. Yeah. Also, they look like they had some really dope customization and stuff, dude. And almost like a I don't know if you guys ever watched like this. I think it's Scorn. I don't know if you guys ever watched the gameplay on that, but those weapons looked really nasty and weird. But
breaking them apart like body parts.
Some of these weapons looked like they were almost like kind of like nasty and like morbid like that or whatever. But that's a good pick because I just recently saw a video of that one and I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Like I'm gonna put this on my radar.
Yeah, it's weird, right? It's like this is a game like
where does this come from?
AAA studio.
I forgot about that game.
Who is this person? Who are these people?
Yeah.
And you're like, wow, this looks really polished, like really good.
Right.
Like it just got me super excited. I couldn't wait to like tell you guys about it.
What platforms is that on?
All of them.
Cool.
I think all the platforms. Okay. So it should be on every platform. So it's kind of like a multi-plat. It's not like one for each console.
Yeah.
And then the next game that I'm super, super pumped about is the next Hollow Knight. Silksong.
Okay. When does that one come out?
That comes out this year. Well, there's no official date, but the studio came out and said they're done with all content.
So it will release this year.
So it's finished. All content is done. They're just polishing now. Right. He hasn't given a release date. Basically, he was saying, I don't want to fall into the same trap,
Yeah.
There's other games that give a release date.
You give a release date and you feel like you're obligated to make it to that. And if something happened, you need to push it out.
And he was saying, like, I'll give a release date when I feel that the game is in a playable state that I'm happy with.
Yeah.
And so I agree with that. But he did come out and say we're done, though. Like there's no more content we're creating. Yeah. And so it's pretty much anticipated that it's coming out this year. I mean, we're all pretty expecting that.
That's cool. I'm looking forward to that one, too.
But Hollow Knight.
Hollow Knight.
Yeah, Hollow Knight is probably the best Metroidvania game that's come out since Castlevania.
Damn.
Like, since Castlevania came out, like, Hollow Knight is probably the best one. The newest Ori and the Will of the Wisp basically copied Hollow Knight. If I were to make a YouTube video, I would make a video talking about how much Ori and the Will of the Wisp copied Hollow Knight. Okay. Because if you play the original Ori, which you're playing that right now, you just have like the spark or whatever you're playing it, and you play Hollow Knight, you see they're two completely different games. Like if you play the original Ori, the Blind Forest, and you play Hollow Knight, these are just totally different. They're both like Metroidvania, I guess, in the sense that you're exploring and getting new abilities and unlocking things as you go along. But if you look at, they're just completely different. Like Hollow Knight is much more combat centric. You get the runes, and you can get combinations of runes, and make a build with the runes and your weapon. You have a weapon that you're slashing with. You can change the way your weapon works and all these different things in Hollow Knight. And you got little boss fights. Will-O-the-Wisp takes all of that.
Really?
They give you weapons. They use runes like identical. They have more dialogue, just like Hollow Knight does.
Interesting.
If you notice, you would see it like, man, these guys like clearly they were a super big fan of Hollow Knight.
The 1 to the 2 is like
Do they
way
still have, like,
different.
Yes, the 1 to 2 is way different.
Do they still have the skill trees like in Ori, like the first one, like the 3 different paths, and then you get like new abilities when you invest in one?
I believe there is still a skill tree. I don't know if it's the 3 different path system or not. I can't recall.
Because that was all
verbatim.
the customization, really, right?
That's
Ori,
all there was
Ori.
just that. Yeah. This one now has like the rune combinations, and you actually have physical weapons.
Oh, wow.
That you use, not just the little spark. You have physical weapons. It's almost like they felt that the developers of Hollow Knight did a better job than they did on their game, and so they made a love letter to Hollow Knight. Yeah, let's just straight copy it.
Yeah.
Which I disagreed because I really liked Ori and the Blind Forest.
How it was working.
Like, it was different than Hollow Knight. Yeah, absolutely. I like them both. To me, they're both their own separate, unique thing. I wasn't thinking one was so much greater than the other. Yeah. But clearly they felt that way.
They were probably like
they
really
changed
inspired
it so
by
much.
It, maybe.
They were really inspired by Hollow Knight. And so I'm super pumped for Hollow Knight because it's one of my favorite games. The character is Hornet this time. It's not the same little beetle guy that you played in the original Hollow Knight.
Right.
Okay.
It's like Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. It's not, I'm not a human, but you're playing as like little bugs. So you're like a little beetle, and your weapon is a needle, an actual needle.
Yeah.
And it's like a sword, and you can harden it and reinforce it and make it stronger. So a character you come across in Hollow Knight is called Hornet, and she's like a pretentious princess or whatever, and she's like trying to protect the zone, and you run into her because she's there to protect the zone, and you kind of have a little battle with her, and she kind of like reluctantly notices that you're there to kind of like, destroy the evil in the
help
in the forest to help, and she kind of like reluctantly slows you down but helps you at the same time, and you kind of finish your storyline with the little Hollow Knight beetle, the quiet Hollow Knight, and you don't really know her story very much. You don't know where it goes. So this one is her story. So you play as her, and she has a needle too, but she has a needle and thread, and she creates silk, like bugs make silk, beetles make silk.
So that's why the silk song comes
and so
from.
she has like, she can like throw the needle out, like do other things with it.
That's cool.
And it looks really neat. I wasn't a super big fan of her character in Hollow Knight because she was a little bit pretentious, a little bit annoying, especially because you're trying to help her and she's like attacking you. But I'm sure they'll build on her character, and make her more fleshed out to help alleviate those issues. But it makes sense. Like, the guy in Hollow Knight, kind of his story is kind of over, so there isn't really a whole lot more to do with him. So I get why they went in the direct, give you a new character.
Right.
But the way they make games are so incredible that I don't even care. So those are the games I'm super pumped about. And then as an honorable mention, kind of like with Mark, with an honorable mention, I have to mention it. Of course, God of War Ragnarok. I have to mention it. The reason why it's not like one of my most anticipated games is because I'm not 100% convinced it's coming out this year.
Yeah.
I just don't think it is. Like, they gave us literally a name teaser trailer. Not even a single screenshot, right, of the game. Like, I'm not convinced of this game yet, but it's supposed to come out this year. They said 2021, holiday 2021.
Right.
So, I got to mention it because, of course, you're playing God of War right now, and your jaw's dropped, right? Dude, like, it's a 10
for a PS4.
Like, God of War's a 10.
Oh my!
It's absolutely incredible, and you haven't even started yet. I don't think, man. Like,
nah, I just beat the first boss of Stranger.
Awesome, dude.
It takes a different direction. Like, you won't even see it coming. It's incredible the direction it takes. I don't want to ruin anything for you, but like, it's really, really good. It's definitely a 10, and so I got to mention it. That's my honorable mention. Okay, so those are the games I'm most pumped for.
I feel you.
I love you, me.